Imagine a vast expanse of fresh water, so immense it creates its own weather, a place of stunning beauty and chilling mystery. Most people know about the Bermuda Triangle, that infamous patch of the Atlantic where vessels and aircraft are said to vanish without a trace. But what if I told you there's another, lesser-known triangle, one lurking in the heart of North America? This is the story of the Great Lakes Triangle. Stretching from Manitowoc, Wisconsin, across Lake Michigan to Ludington, Michigan, and south to Benton Harbor, this area has been the epicenter of strange disappearances, unexplained phenomena, and eerie legends for centuries. Local fishermen, men and women who know these waters like the back of their hands, have a saying. They whisper that the lake takes what it wants, and over the years it seems the lake has wanted quite a lot. Unlike the salty depths of the ocean, these are deep, cold, freshwater seas. The conditions here can be just as treacherous, if not more so. But the most baffling cases in the Great Lakes Triangle are not the ones that happen during violent storms. They're the ones that occur in calm weather, under clear skies, when everything should be perfectly safe. Ships and planes have vanished, leaving behind nothing but questions and a ripple of fear. Let's journey back to 1937. On a calm spring day, Captain George R. Donor was commanding the O.M. McFarland, a large freight ship. He was tired after a long shift and retired to his cabin for a well-deserved rest, giving orders to be woken as they approached their destination port. The weather was clear, the lake was peaceful. A few hours later, a crew member went to wake him. He knocked on the locked cabin door. No answer. He knocked again, louder this time. Silence. Alarmed, the crew broke down the door. The cabin was empty. Captain Donor was gone. Every window was securely fastened from the inside. The door was locked from the inside. There was no sign of a struggle, nothing out of place. It was as if he had simply dissolved into thin air. A thorough search of the ship and the surrounding waters turned up nothing. To this day, the disappearance of Captain Donor remains one of the Great Lakes' most perplexing maritime mysteries. How does a man vanish from a locked room in the middle of a calm lake? The skies above the lakes hold their own secrets. Fast forward to June 1950. Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 2501, a DC-4 aircraft with 55 passengers and 3 crew members, was on a routine flight from New York to Seattle. As it flew over Lake Michigan, the pilot requested a descent to a lower altitude due to severe turbulence, even though weather reports for the area were generally clear. That was the last anyone ever heard from them. The plane simply disappeared from radar. An extensive search was launched, but the main wreckage of the aircraft was never found. Only small fragments, scraps of upholstery, and some human remains washed ashore. What happened to Flight 2501? Why did a modern aircraft with an experienced crew simply fall out of the sky into the lake without even a distress call? Investigators were baffled. The official cause was listed as unknown. The list of the lost goes on and on. Take the schooner, the Thomas Hume, which vanished in a squall in 1891, along with its crew of 7, only to be found perfectly preserved on the lakebed over a century later, with its masts still standing as if it had gently sailed to the bottom. Or consider the French explorers. Legend has it that one of the very first European ships to sail the Great Lakes, Le Griffon, built by the famed explorer La Salle in 1679, disappeared on its maiden voyage. Laden with valuable furs, it set sail from an island near Green Bay and was never seen again. Did it sink in a storm? Was it captured? Or did it fall victim to the Triangle's mysterious influence? For over 300 years, treasure hunters have searched for Le Griffon, the holy grail of Great Lakes shipwrecks, but its final resting place remains a secret. So, what could be behind these strange events? The theories are as vast and deep as the lakes themselves. Skeptics point to the unique and volatile weather patterns of the Great Lakes. They can create sudden, unpredictable microclimates, generating rogue waves and violent squalls that appear out of nowhere, even on an otherwise calm day. These white squalls, as they're sometimes called, could easily capsize a ship or down a plane before anyone has time to react. Another scientific explanation involves geology. Some researchers have noted that the Great Lakes Triangle aligns with unusual magnetic variations. Could these magnetic anomalies interfere with navigational equipment? Compasses on ships have been known to spin wildly in certain areas of the lakes. For older vessels, this would have been catastrophic. Even for modern aircraft, a sudden and severe magnetic disturbance could potentially wreak havoc on sensitive electronic systems, leading to disorientation and disaster. Then we enter the realm of the truly strange. UFO researchers have long been interested in the Great Lakes region, documenting numerous sightings of unidentified flying objects and strange lights in the sky, often seen hovering over the water. Some have proposed that the triangle could be a hotspot for extraterrestrial activity, an underwater alien base perhaps. Could these missing ships and planes have been abducted? It's a wild theory, but in the absence of concrete evidence, some believe it's as plausible as any other. Others look to folklore and legend. The indigenous peoples who have lived around the Great Lakes for millennia have their own stories. They speak of powerful spirits and underwater creatures that inhabit the depths. One such creature is the Mishipeshu, or underwater panther, a powerful mythological being said to bring storms, break the ice, and cause drownings. Could these ancient legends hold a kernel of truth? Are there forces at play in these waters that science has yet to understand? One of the most compelling aspects of the Great Lakes Triangle is the sheer number of wrecks that lie at the bottom. The cold, fresh water preserves them in a state of arrested decay. It's an underwater museum, with thousands of ships sitting silently in the dark, many of them undiscovered. Exploring these wrecks with submersibles, we find them often sitting upright and intact, looking as if they could set sail again at any moment. This eerie preservation only adds to the mystery. They don't look like ships that were torn apart by a violent storm. They look like ghost ships that simply sank. So, is the Great Lakes Triangle a real paranormal vortex, or simply a combination of treacherous weather, human error, and compelling folklore? Perhaps the truth is a mix of all these things. The lakes demand respect. Their beauty is matched only by their power, and their depths hold stories we may never fully uncover. What we do know is that for centuries, this region has been a stage for unexplained events that defy easy answers. From vanishing captains to lost airliners, the Great Lakes continue to guard their secrets closely. The next time you gaze out over the serene surface of Lake Michigan or Lake Superior, remember the stories hidden beneath the waves and the whispers of the fishermen, that the lake always takes what it wants. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of America's greatest mysteries. What do you think is behind the Great Lakes Triangle? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the unexplained. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.